What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and the 3 to T series, where I'm attempting to play every single course within GSPro by playing 3 holes per course, as the name implies, the 1st, the 9th, and the 18th. Penultimate course here today. I'm going to play one more after this and then call it a day. But we are playing Boulder Creek Golf Club. This is in Streetsboro, Ohio, USA. Course designer, this was the second one in a row, T-Love. I decided today to stick to some of the newer courses that were just released here within GSPro, so should be a pretty cool one and definitely relatively impressive, or very impressive graphic-wise, as they usually are. But the way this works, like I said, playing 3 holes per course, and whatever video throughout the week that I post gets the most amount of views, I'll come out here and do a full 18-hole live stream for that particular course. So if you like one better than the other, like the video, leave a comment. Any of that engagement helps. So cast your vote. It's whatever you guys basically decide by your viewership. Cast your vote that way. And I, like always, greatly appreciate all the support and engagement you guys show the channel. But getting into it, keeping these short and sweet. First hole, par 5 here at Boulder Creek, 612 yards. Yikes. I am not hitting it the best today. Had a couple decent scores, but reading out that number is a little bit daunting. A day like today, not hitting it the furthest, not hitting it the best and most solid. Should probably move up the tees a little bit, but playing the furthest back, so see what we're working with the fly over here on the first hole. Pond on the left. Hopefully we can get up and over that. Been hitting kind of, definitely been drawing the ball today off the tee and borderline duck hooking it, so that could honestly, that water's not that far, that could come into play, unfortunately. But 3 bunkers there on the back of the green. Looks like if we can get off the tee in a reasonable manner, should be pretty straightforward for the rest of the hole. But 265 right about there. Kind of switched over now just from hitting the draw today, aiming up the right side, and hopefully have it come back a little bit. But see what we can do here, see what I got off this first tee, and hopefully string together a couple good shots, and maybe par 5 is a good one. Maybe give ourselves a decent looking bird here to start it off. Toey, I've been lining it up off the toe. Another little baby draw, but wasn't hit horrendous. Just the ball speed and contact's not there. Only swung it at I was gonna say 199. I wish. Only swung it at 99, 148 on the ball, but that is a nice little baby draw. Ideally, I could do that on command every single time because it does go a little bit further with some lower spin, rolls out a bit more, but 282 on that despite not hitting it great. We'll take that. Leaves us with 333. Yikes. So we got over the water, luckily, and we got some room up here, so I'm going to aim up the left side and try to smash at least the best that I can. Smashing, for me today, 3-wood, is not the normal smashing. Usually try to play it to about 250, 255 on the rollout off the deck. I'd be happy, honestly, with anything over about 240 right now with the 3-wood, but let's see if we can hopefully put some decent club onto the ball and run it up there with the 3-wood. Give ourselves either a short iron or a wedge into this green. Maybe, like I said, squeak out a birdie on the first. Should be straight. It's going to fade a little bit, but caught it chunky. 95, 117 from the Garmin, 228 in the game, and just over about 245. So a little bit chunky, but not the worst shot in the world. I'll take that. If I didn't have to hit that and you would tell me I'd be right side of the fairway, 245 out there, I would have taken it and not even hit that shot. So unfortunately, this is kind of a no man's land, at least for me, distance. 89 yards, up a little more than 2, so we'll call it 91, 92. Kind of a tough distance for me, but we'll aim here, and I'm going to go approach wedge and try to take off the best that I can, about 10 or 15 yards from my 100-yard shot that I like playing with this club. Chunky, and it came out left. We'll see, though. Wow. All right. I mean, around the green, it's going to be a par, but too much again. Distance control, especially with this club. Wedges in general today hasn't been great, but this club in general, over the past couple months, I just can't seem to hit this thing consistently for whatever reason. It's just, I know it's an approach wedge, but it's just a 51-degree wedge, basically a 52-degree. I should be able to hit it more consistently than I have been, but I was looking for 85, 90 out of that, and I got 96. So, like I said, my at least my 100-yard shot is relatively consistent with it, but just me trying to manipulate it. 5 or 10 yards, plus or minus that, isn't the most consistent thing in the world. So may have to start creeping back up into that more of a fuller swing with the 56 degree, but I digress. Second hole, 9th hole, par 4, 452. Some dark clouds here within GSPro. Looks like there could be some rain here coming in Ohio, Boulder Creek. Water again, all right. Landing strip, or I like it probably for the second shot over to the right. It's kind of narrow. Let's see what we're working with off the tee distance-wise. That water looked like it was pretty far out there. Yeah, I mean, still, we're going to aim here. It could possibly, if I really hit one good and draw it, it could run up towards the front of that water, but I don't think we're going to reach that. So aim up the right side, and I guess, don't say it too often, but I guess play the, ideally, baby draw. Low missile down the middle. Almost topped it, but it'll work. Another cool shot if I could do that on command, but I just pulled up and out of that hit that about down here. When I get on that, like 240, 234. All right, well, at least we're in the short stuff. Leaves us with 218 left. We're gonna go over that water, so I think we're looking in the neighborhood of 4 iron. I need to hit it good, so we're gonna aim here. Not much to contend with the lie over here. 218 down about a yard, so 217 total. If I was striping it today, I'd hit a 5 iron, but we're gonna go 4 iron, and hopefully, likely I'll flare this one to the right. Not that I'm trying to do that, but likely I'll probably slice this, and hopefully I just make solid enough contact to where it's pin high or possibly even on the green. Don't love speaking into existence, but there's a fine line between being optimistic and feeling good about a shot, speaking some positive things into existence, and then being a little more realistic of how you're hitting it that particular day, which today is not the best, but maybe this will be the best 4 iron I've hit in a while. Ooh, actually it was hit pretty good. It's fading a lot though. I didn't feel like that big of a fade. I struck it good distance on it, but didn't feel like that much of a fade considering I've been playing the draw today too, but that was at least solid contact. 217 into the rough, pin high, 14 yards left. I'll take that. Gives us a chance here with a 60 degree to try to save par inside the inner circle. So hitting 3 into a par 4, 14 yards out of the rough. It's about a yard, 3/4 of a yard, half a yard because of the rough. So we're looking at 15 total. The green is sloping from the right to the left, kind of. Not a ton, but we'll aim there. Maybe even a touch more because it's going to come out a little bit left. So we'll aim there, let it roll, probably in the neighborhood of about 10 yards of carry, and then account for about 3-4 yards of rollout. And hopefully we cozy this one up there. Haven't had a hole out in a while, but the way I'm hitting it today, can't expect to be doing that. It's going to have to go just a little bit, but wow, we didn't even get it there. How do I leave that short? I chunked it and I popped it up. I hit that too soft. It was short and right. I thought that would have been inside the inner circle, but it was not, so we got a bogey, unfortunately. That's not the best there from 14 yards away. All right. 1 over through our 2 holes, the first and the 9th. 18th, final hole here, par 5. So we do have a chance here. Granted, it's 611 yards, but we do have a chance to possibly get a birdie here depending on what we have to contend with. Luckily, it doesn't look like. There's a lot more trees here. It's a little bit more narrow, but no water, and it's a pretty straight hole. Long hole, but it is straight. So that just means we're probably going to have a really good driver and a really good 3-wood to get this close. Aim about there. Toey again. 103 was a little bit quicker. 151, finally into the 150s. This could roll out to about 280. Oh, it's going down the hill. Let's go. 290, we'll take that. That was better. It still wasn't squared up, but it was a little bit better. Seems like for whatever reason, I'd like to play the draw, but maybe just the way that I swing it or my body works. It seems like I can swing it quicker when I'm trying to play a fade. Granted, both the draw and the fade, if I'm trying to play one particular thing, I get into a period where I hit it decent and kind of on command, and then I start overdoing it both ways. But yeah, I don't know. For whatever reason, I don't know if you guys experience that too. It seems like when I'm slightly out to in and kind of coming across it a little bit, almost, I guess, maybe like a baseball swing, kind of. I just seem like I can get closer to like that 107, 110 type of club speed versus the draw swing. Maybe I'm getting a little bit stuck inside, but either way, nice little baby draw down there, 291, no complaints here. However, it leaves us with 321 left, so 0.0% chance of getting anything remotely close here, but we're going to hit the 3-wood right there, and ideally run something right down the middle in the neighborhood of 240, 250. All right, I was giving it a second. That was horrendous. That's kind of tough to do. That was hit really far off the heel, and that was a duck hook off the heel. Usually, you hit it so far off the heel, it wants to come back to the right, but that was low and left, and luckily, that was hit so horrendous that Garmin couldn't even register it, so we get a free mulligan. So let's try that again and not do that. Oh, I chunked it. That's also going left. Jeez. At least for the time being, the slice is gone, but now I'm duck hooking them. And now we got tree trouble. 220. Man, that was hit heavy. 95. It wasn't. I didn't swing it the slowest. Usually, if I'm swinging 3-wood good, I'm closer to 100, so it's still 5 mile an hour, 4 or 5 miles an hour slower than that. And the ball speed, because I hit it so heavy, was only 134. Usually, if I'm swinging 3-wood good, up towards my 250, 260 number, I'm in the mid 140s on the ball speed. So, not the best there to say the least. But what do we have for options here? 107 out of the rough. There are trees here. Can we just hit a regular shot maybe? Go a little bit this way. Bringing the trees a little more into play, but 107 up about 2, a little more than 2. So 109 and then 6%. That'll be 6 yards, 7 yards, like 115. I'm just going to go. We may hit the trees no matter what I do. I could do a low punch shot. But I'm just going to hit like a 3/4 pretty full approach wedge and kind of launch it up there. We may catch the trees, but that's probably the most consistent play. I could do like a little punch 8-iron, but that's asking for trouble. I think we're luckily just clear enough of these trees, so I'm going to try to launch this, stay down and through it a little bit more, launch it a little bit lower with this approach wedge. Still kind of got up. I tried to saw off the finish. Did we get through it? We got through it. Stay there. Brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. That was close to what I was looking for. Contact felt pretty good, but it's getting worse as I'm speaking. Just stay there. Is that going to be a +3? It is. Didn't even let us chip it. Still hoping that the new fall release here, big fall release, the beta version's out. Still hoping that GSPro incorporates a like an option that pops up. So it either say take the +3 from there or take your chance of chipping it. And if I were able to chip there and put it inside the inner circle, I'd save a stroke. But it is what it is. So from Boulder Creek Golf Club in Streetsboro, Ohio, USA, course designer is T-Love. We ended up with 2 over through the 3 holes. So we parred the first hole, which is a par 5, bogey on 9, 5 on a 4, and then bogey there on 18, 6 on a 5. Take a look at the stats. 1 par, 2 bogeys. Longest drive, 291. Don't say that too often. Average drive, 269. Obviously, the long drive down that hill helped that number. Ball speed's not the best, but we were able to creep up there. 147.9 average ball speed. Best ball speed was in the 150s at least. 7 putts. Somehow we hit 2 out of 3 greens in regulation and 3 out of 3 fairways, so that could always be worse, but just not swinging at the best today, so at least it's manageable. But as I've said in the past and as it goes, if today's definitely not been a good day, but if I can continuously, slowly but surely improving and have my bad days, something like this where I'm still somewhere around even par, just slowly but surely improves. So golf is a game of misses, as they say, and it's not always about, or most of the time it's not about how good your good is. It's about how bad your bad actually is. So I think my bad, basically, if you look at it like floor and ceiling, I don't know if my ceiling's getting too much higher, maybe creeping up a little bit, but the biggest noticeable difference both here and on course, I think my floor is coming up. So that average range of what I shoot and how bad my bad shots are, I think the floor is coming up a little bit better. So it's leading to continuously lower and lower scores. It's a rocky road, games of up and down. Sometimes it's one step forward and two steps back, but as long as you and I both keep swinging, we'll get to where we're trying to go, at least for me, which is scratch eventually. But that's what I have. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, penultimate course here. I'm going to fire up one more and then call it quits for today. Feeling kind of fatigued, so I'm going to play one more, 3 more holes, and then call it a day. But like always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next course.